What's up, everybody? Welcome back to NoFakin Sports. I'm your host, David Kincade. Alabama gets the job done at home against LSU 20-9. It's our turn. Okay. I don't know what LSU was thinking. I don't know what LSU was doing. But sometimes I guess coaches just don't know the winning recipe because they only ran the ball 26 times for 59 yards. That's not going to get it. One thing about Kalen DeBoer is they have a very potent passing attack. Ty Simpson is really seeing the field. He is recognizing whether the team is in zone or they're in man, and then he's going to his matchups. When a pass play is constructed, first you have to recognize, are they in man or are they in zone? Okay? If they're in zone, I need to find pockets. If they're in man, I need to know where my one-on-one best matchup is. It's that simple. If I got a guy taking an inside release and he beats his man, I can go to him right away. If I got a tight end on a linebacker on the outside, in which they did, I can probably go deep. So they're doing a really good job at recognizing the field. But any team that has a potent passing attack is vulnerable to a rushing attack. Y'all know me. I'm not just going to get on here and just talk to you and tell you just empty stories. I got the stats to back it up. And I got some pretty impressive stats at that. So anybody that might know Ben Arbuckle, you might want to tell him to watch this video because it's going to help him as well. Let's get into Kalen DeBoer, man. He's 17-5 as Alabama's head coach in 2 years. Okay? His 5 losses at Alabama have all had one thing in common. The opposing team ran the football 40 plus times. 17-5 as a head coach, and all 5 losses, the team ran the ball 40 plus times. I'm going to go ahead and read those to you right now. Let's start with last year, 2024. They lost 35-40 to Vanderbilt, in which Vanderbilt ran the ball 54 times for 166 yards. And I had made a video in which I came on and I said that Oklahoma could learn something from what Vanderbilt did to Alabama in their upset. And we actually went and did the same thing, okay? But the next game they lost was to Tennessee, 24-17. Tennessee ran the ball 43 times for 214 yards. And Oklahoma followed it up. We did the right thing. We did what we were supposed to do. We found out what Vanderbilt did, and we applied it, and we ran the ball 50 times for 257 yards, and we beat Alabama 24-3. 24-3 is what a potent rushing attack and a great defense does to a team. Now, I'm not telling you we got to go out and rush for 300 yards per game. That is not the number. The number is 40 rushing attempts. That is the golden number. And then the last loss of the season, which they had, was to Michigan. They lost 19-13, which Michigan ran the ball 51 times for 115 yards. That's 4 games. The 5th game was this season against Florida State, their first game of the season, which they lost 31-17. Florida State ran the ball 49 times for 230 yards. Kalen DeBoer's tenure at Alabama, all 5 losses have one thing in common: running the ball 40 plus times. How do coaches not realize this? Every game this season in which they've won, none of those teams ran for 40 plus yards. None of them. They don't have a clue. They're running for 26 times for 59 yards, a la LSU. The math is in the math. So I'm gonna go a little bit deeper, and I'm gonna kind of give you these other ones. I'm gonna read them off to you. Wisconsin, in which Alabama won 38-14. Wisconsin only ran the ball 34 times for 92 yards. Georgia, Alabama beat them 24-21. Georgia only ran the ball 33 times. They ran it for 227 yards, but only 33 times. They lost by 3. You give me 7, 8, 10 more rushes, Georgia wins that football game. They only lost by 3. Vanderbilt did not follow their same recipe that they had the year before, in which they upset Alabama and nobody saw it coming. They lost to Alabama 30-14, and they only ran the ball 19 times for 135 yards. Why? Because coaches fall in love with throwing the football when that is not the winning recipe for these football games. If you think you're going to go into this game and you're going to spread out and you're going to outthrow Alabama, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Let's keep going. Missouri lost to Alabama 27-24. They only ran the ball 28 times for 163 yards. Now, Alabama doesn't run the ball a lot. They are a passing team. But you have to neutralize that passing attack, not let them get into a rhythm, not let Ty Simpson see the field. And the only way you do that is by keeping him off the field. Tennessee, they lost to Alabama 37-20. They ran the ball 33 times. South Carolina almost did it. They ran the ball 37 times for 111 yards, but they lost 29-22. And then, of course, already read you LSU stats. You have to run the football against this offense. Kalen DeBoer has an amazing passing system. They hit you short. They get stuff out of the backfield. They hit you deep. They hit you over the middle of the field. They hit you on the outside, the boundary. They attack everywhere on the field with their passing attack. And they're very good at calling those plays. It's not just when Kalen DeBoer has been at Alabama. Even when he was at Washington. 3 losses at Washington, 1 in 2023, 2 in 2022. Let's talk about the rushing. Washington, the championship game in which they lost, Washington ran the ball 38 times for 303 yards and 4 touchdowns. And they beat them 34-13. In 2022, UCLA ran the ball 39 times for 184 yards, beat them 40-32. And Arizona State ran the ball 32 times for 156 yards, and they beat them. And that was a close game. And I mean, even with 32 rushes, they managed to squeak it out. Michael Penix Jr. did not have his best day that day. Now you look at the other side of the football. You look at the Oklahoma Sooners. Brent Venables is 29-19, 0-3 in bowl games in 4 years. But Brent Venables coaches the defense. Ben Arbuckle coaches the offense. So you say, Dave, does that apply to Ben Arbuckle? I did the research. It actually does. Ben Arbuckle is undefeated when he runs the football 40-plus times. And I'm not just talking about at the University of Oklahoma. Even when he was at Washington State. Here we go. Let me give it to you. 2023 at Washington State, he ran the ball 40-plus times, 0 times. In 2024, he did it 4 times. And in those 4 games, Texas Tech, they won 37-16. He ran the ball 46 times for 301 yards. San Jose State, they beat them in overtime, 54-52, but they ran the ball 49 times for 237 yards. San Diego State, they beat them 29-26. They ran the ball 40 times for 114 yards. Utah State, they beat them 49-28. They ran the ball 45 times for 303 yards. Now, That's in 2024 at Washington State. They did not have the defense that we have. So that's why a lot of those scores were closer. But they got the job done. They got the dub. 46 rushes, 49 rushes, 40 and 45. I told you the magic number is running the ball 40 times. It's the attempts, guys. It's the attempts. The attempts are going to help out your third down percentage. It's going to help out your passing game because it's going to bring more guys into the box. And it keeps the opposing offense off of the field. But that was just him at Washington State. In 2025, we've run the ball, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, we've run the ball 40 times a game, 4 times. Michigan, we beat them 24-13. We ran the ball 40 times for 138 yards. Temple, we beat them 42-3, 42 rushes, 228 yards. Kent State, 44-0. 41 rushes, 185 yards. In South Carolina, we beat them 26-7, 40 times, 171 yards. The trend here, when you have a good defense and you run the ball 40 plus times a game, you win by 2 scores. 11 points against Michigan. We beat the snot out of Temple and Kent State, and then a 19-point win against South Carolina. Is this hard? Is this information that can't be found? Do these coaches not look at where they excel and where they falter? As much money as you're getting paid, I would think that you could do a little bit of research. What are all these offensive analysts for? If they can't do the research and tell coach, you're undefeated when you run the football 40 plus times. Did I get a job? Bring me in the building. I promise you we'll be better for it. Because we wouldn't have these debacles that we have, 3 points against Texas. We wouldn't have these issues. And then when we do have these issues, I can show coach, hey, we had this conversation. And you don't continue to have these issues. We're going to see what he does this upcoming week as far as his game plan. Is he going to go into the game like he did against Michigan? Like he did against South Carolina? And say we're going to give the ball to our running backs and Xavier Robinson? Or is he going to do what he did against Ole Miss and think just because they're throwing the ball and it looks good on that side of the ball, we should do the same thing? My channel is about running the football, I guess, because that's all we freaking talk about. Because until we get somebody that wants to do it consistently, Brent Venables is constantly going to be on the hot seat. This game is the game. This is what our season hinges on. This is the last road game of the season. We go home against Missouri, who is without their starting quarterback. They're playing a freshman, and our defense is going to eat them up. And then we got LSU. With our defense being better than LSU's defense, and LSU held them to 20 points, we can do better than that. But we got to keep them off the field. We can't constantly be in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, hoping John Mateer is going to, his thumb feels better and he's going to feel like he did against the Michigan game and all this other crap that everybody keeps saying. This is not a John Mateer football team. This is a defensive football team. I know he's a good looking kid. And I know that he did some good things at Washington State, and everybody wanted to crown him Baker Mayfield and all that stuff. He's not that. He's a serviceable quarterback. If you run the football, we can get into the playoffs. We're in prime position. But if not, this season is a wash because nobody thought we'd be sitting here with 2 losses at the top at the moment, talking about the SEC schedule. And as I look at the rest of the schedule, it don't look that goddamn bad. I ain't worried about the damn schedule. There's not a game in which we played this year that we could not win. But we got to do things the right way. Drop down in the comments, guys. This is a very pivotal week, and I plan on dropping a lot of videos. So you guys tell me if there's anything you want me to discuss coming up. I do got some things lined up that I want to take care of. I might be dropping a video every day until this game because this is going to be an important week. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Hey, I appreciate the amazing comments telling me that I'm your favorite channel and all that stuff. I do. And I try to make sure I get down and I comment on everybody's comment. But if you say some goofy stuff, I'm just gonna ignore you, man. So it's part of I enjoy all of it. And I thank you guys for the support. Until next time. Boomer!